Hello and welcome to Horror and Monster Collectibles, where today we are going to be taking a look at the brand new Medicom toy MAFEX No.093 Pennywise from the 2017 It movie. So let's spin around and take a closer look. Alright, so we have Pennywise out of the packaging. Now you can see right away that he comes with three different head sculpts, a pair of fists, a pair of relaxed hands, a pair of reaching hands, a pair of holding hands, a little SS Georgie boat, and of course the red balloon. So let's take a look at the figure itself, and then we will take a closer look at the accessories. Now, MAFEX is known for higher end action figures, higher end being a little bit better than like a standard NECA figure or so, but they are pretty pricey in comparison, and I'm not 100% sure that the value is there. They're known for good articulation and hiding joints and good sculpt work and paint apps versus a standard NECA figure, but I'm not sure that they're worth at times 3 times the price of a NECA figure. But let's take a closer look at this guy. This is the standard head sculpt that he comes with. And it does look good, and the sculpt is good. I'm kind of spinning around here. The hair is a bit too gold for me though. It's not really showing so much up in the camera, but it's got like a gold sheen to it that I don't really care for. There is also, due to his collar, there is limited articulation here, though there is a double ball joint here in the neck. But you are obviously pretty limited on movement. I think NECA had done a better job here with negotiating that. As far as the shoulder joint, there's a double joint here in the shoulder that comes forward and allows for a lot of movement. And of course, rotation. Get it in focus for you guys. So there's lots to be had here with the shoulder joint. I'm gonna pop this off so you guys can kind of see inside. Pop it back on. And there is a double jointed elbow, which allows for a lot of articulation. And they do a pretty good job here hiding that. There's only so much they can do, but I feel like it's hidden fairly well for an action figure. And then the wrist is on a ball joint and has full rotation and pretty good movement here too. We'll come down here to the midsection of the figure. This is where things kind of get a little bit loose. You can kind of see how loose the leg joints are. And I really wish that this was a bit tighter. There is lots of articulation to be had though. And I like how they've split up the costume to allow for that articulation. But unfortunately, the joints are just pretty loose. We'll come back over here. You can kind of see how they've hidden it in the back here to allow for more leg movement. But again, it's just loose through here, which is kind of a disappointment. They don't really hold in place very well. I would definitely like to see a figure at this price point to have tighter joints than what this is, especially in this midsection, which holds all the weight and holds the figure's positioning. You're really relying on some tighter joints, and this isn't really provided. Here's the knee joint with lots of movement. We'll come down through here, and we have rotation in the shin area, and then also in the ankle. There's lots of pivot and movement in the ankle. Actually, I think that's really well done. I like what they've done there with that. So let's set him aside for now. And we'll get him to stand up. And let's take a closer look at some of these accessories, starting with the head sculpts. I should mention too, real quick, that the figure is a 6-inch figure, and it's technically 6.3 inches, but it's relatively small for sure. Let's take a close look at this head sculpt. Get that in focus for you. Set that aside. Let's take a look at the open mouth head sculpt. It's hard to see, but they do have rolled back eyes here with the pupils in the corners. But it's just really, really tiny detail work in here. I do like the sculpt of the hair. I just don't like the sheen so much. See if I can get like an up close shot. My camera won't focus in too close. All right, let's take a quick look at the boat. There's not a whole lot going on here, but there is good printing, good clean printing on the boat. And then we will do the hands. Here are the reaching hands. I can get them in focus for you. And here is the holding hands, which the boat fits in there. And it's the same mold for each of the hands, it's just reverse molded for left and right. And then here are some closed fists. Here is the hand for holding the balloon. Now again, they are mirrored, and there is a tiny hole in here that you insert the balloon into. And this is a fixed wrist. This does not move, which is desirable because I have figures of Pennywise that have movement in the wrists, and with the balloon, they tend to sag down over time, and it's hard to keep that wrist in place. I have gone ahead and inserted the balloon into this one, which actually fit well. I've had problems with NECA figures in the past of getting this wire down through the hole, but this fit well. I'm gonna take a look. The balloon, even though it's semi-translucent, the camera's not really picking that up so well, but I think that they did a pretty good job here. So what I will do is I'll just throw him in some quick poses and do some swap outs, so you can kind of get an idea of the different poses that are available to you for the figure. They do include this nice figure stand, and it's a dynamic stand so that you can have them in different poses, and it holds him well, so you don't have to rely on the figure itself balancing. So let's take a look at some swap outs. While we are doing some swap outs, I wanted to show you guys how to change out the head sculpts on here. It's just a ball joint like on standard figures, which pops off, and we can just pop on the new head sculpt like so. And the same thing goes for the wrists. Alright guys, so that was just some quick poses. Again, there's a lot to be had with this figure as far as different dynamic poses that you can get, especially with utilizing the stand. But I just kind of wanted to give you guys like some indication of how he looks. Plus sides of things on this figure, I would say I like the accessories that it comes with. I like that there's 3 head sculpts and lots of different hand sculpts on there. I love the balloon and the boat inclusion. And I feel like there's lots and lots of articulation in the body that's well done. And on the negative side of things, the price point is a bit high. I feel like it's overpriced for what you get. And then also the loose joints is a downer. I really feel like on an action figure, especially this price, the joints should be tight and they should hold up their own weight. And unfortunately, that's not the case here. But you know, it is what it is. And in saying that, I would love to hear y'all's thoughts and comments on the piece. If you guys have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them, as always. And also, as always, feel free to like and subscribe and click the bell for notifications for new videos. And until next time, I will see you guys later.